What's going on, Laker fans? Appreciate you guys tuning in. Was just listening. D'Lo was about to talk, so I just wanted to hear that conversation here real quick. So I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Got a lot of stuff to get into. Unfortunately, not that many positive things to get into with this Lakers team. It's weird. I cannot figure out this team. I talk Lakers basketball all day long. I'm at these games. I'm getting an opportunity to cover the team, get an opportunity to ask questions to the coach, and I have no idea what the hell this team is. So we'll spend some time talking about what happened tonight. The Suns clearly dominate the Los Angeles Lakers, so just another one of those games where a little bit of a head scratcher. Try to figure out what this team is. I thought LeBron's night, Anthony Davis's night, that was interesting in itself. How healthy are these guys is some of the issues that the Lakers are dealing with. Are they primarily health, or is this team just not that good of a team? I think it's something that we're all figuring out. So I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. If you want to send in a chat, feel free to do it. I'll my best to get into the comments. If you send a super chat, 100%, I'll make sure to read those comments. And I appreciate you guys taking time to be a part of the show. And please subscribe to that channel. Okay, so another L. It's not even the loss, Lake fans. Let me kind of explain where I'm going here. Losing is not that big of a deal. Losing happens. Losing happens frequently. Losing is definitely a part of sports, no question about it. But it's how you lose sometimes that's important. Now, listen, I'm also the one. I was talking about it yesterday on Lakers Talk that style points, no style points right now for the Lakers. Just find a way to win a game, and it doesn't have to look pretty. They come out against the Phoenix Suns, and listen, Phoenix has not been playing all that good of basketball either. They're just one game over 500 coming into this game. They got their asses kicked by the Los Angeles Clippers in their last game. 38 points to the Clippers in their last game. And that was the Clippers playing a game, a second of a back to back, the next night after the Lakers beat them, the night before the Lakers beat them, where the Clippers only had 103 points. And Phoenix hadn't been playing all that well. This was the sixth game that Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant all played together. So it's not like, they've been beat up. They've had their own injuries, but this is the fourth time the Lakers have played the Phoenix Suns, the first time with all three of those guys in the lineup. And the same thing that continues to happen to the Lakers happened again tonight. There was nothing different about tonight than a lot of these other games that we watch. Maybe the only difference is Lakers never really had a run in them where you thought, okay, hey, maybe they got a chance to win this game. Phoenix comes out the gate. I know by the end of the first quarter, they're up 36-25. They're up 11. So I know right out the gate, if, part of the thought process and the hope for the Lakers was, hey, let's try to grab a W early, or let's try to grab an early lead. Well, that's not going to happen. I heard John Ireland say it during the broadcast today. He said, it seems like this is the 30th game where the Lakers are down by double digits or by X amount of points by the end of the first quarter. He's not wrong. That's what it does seem like. I don't know what that exact number is, but would you be surprised? I mean, 100%, they got to be down in at least half of the games by the time the first quarter is done, and probably down 7 to 10 points by the time the first quarter is done. So they come out the gate against the Phoenix Suns, and it's already looking pretty ugly. By halftime, they're down 14. And in the second half, the Lakers just decided, yeah, we got interest in playing basketball. Now, I get it. There's really, really good players on the other side, and Bradley Beal, I'm not watching a lot of Phoenix Suns games, but I'm sure by far had his best game tonight as a Phoenix Sun. 8 of 10 from the three-point line, 37 points. KD had 18 points. Devin Booker chipped in with 31. So, those three guys alone right there, that's 60, 70, about almost 90 points right there between those guys, between those three players. I understand they're special players, and I'm not arguing that. If those three guys all have it going, and tonight it was two of them, and it was, I think the one that was most important for the Suns is, wow, we got Bradley Beal to go off in a game. But why does it feel like that just keeps happening to the Lakers? Why does it feel like when teams go off, It's Dante Exum. It's Marcus Smart. It's Bradley Beal. And trust me, I know I'm missing a lot. Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm missing a lot of other players that just become snipers that whatever their percentage is during the season, it just goes to another level. And that seems to be happening to the Lakers every single night. Bradley Beal hit 8 of 10 from the 3 point line. That game that the Marcus Smart, what was he? 8 of 14. Dante Exum was 7 of 9. I can't remember Tim Hardaway Jr., but these are just random examples in my head through 39 games where the Lakers clearly either they're missed assignments or they decide this is a guy that we're gonna leave open and we're gonna take our chances with the guy. We're gonna play the percentages, and then you never really see any adjustment from there. So you come out not ready to go. You come out with a Phoenix Suns team that looked pissed. They looked angry. They had something to prove, and the Lakers were like, "Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're not. You know, we don't want it as much as you do." Um, and like I said, by the time you got to the second half, they were down 14. I think maybe the closest the Lakers got, I could just remember off the top, maybe they got to 11 or 10 or something like that. But the game was never in jeopardy. The Lakers were never a threat in this game. And like I said, losing happens, but how you lose, games on TNT, Crypto.com Arena, it's a home game. And this is, a couple times in the last week or so that I hear booing at crypto. I just hear the fans starting to get disgruntled. You're hearing it too. I mean, I'm talking about hearing it on TV. Um, but you can tell that there's a vibe at the arena that's not good. There's a vibe at the arena. It's almost like you're expecting them to lose. And did they win 2 games in a row? They did. But let me go back to those games in just a second. I want to talk about this game first. Um, this is just a team that doesn't seem like they're prepared when they need to be. Maybe it's just a lack of talent too. Maybe we have overvalued what the Lakers are. And you know what? Austin Reeves is just not as good as he was a year ago. And Rui Hachimura can't find a way to get on the court. And Jared Vanderbilt, um, it was a nice run, but he's not going to be as effective as he was that last playoff run. And D'Angelo Russell is an inconsistent player. Could also just be that. I don't have an answer for you, but the Suns, just like the Lakers, weren't even there tonight, and they're back to a game below 500. They got a game coming up, against the Utah Jazz on Saturday. If you thought, oh, no problem, it's the Jazz, you might have thought that 3 weeks ago. Utah is playing literally as good as basketball as anybody in the NBA right now. Um, all right, I want to read a few of these comments here, and I want to start getting into some of the individual playoffs. Refs didn't save us this time. Rambus, you might be right on that one. I'll get into those 2 games in a second because I think they're all tied together. It's an interesting one. Robert Shirley, Lake Allen, Lakers cannot beat elite teams consistently. Booker and Beal made them look like they were standing in quicksand. The Suns were keying off Reeves, who was just too slow to guard elite guys. Listening to the TNT broadcast, I don't know how many times Reggie Miller said it. Reggie Miller just kept saying, he kept talking about how um, they're all going at Austin Reeves. Booker was going after him. Bradley was going after him. Bradley Beal was going after him. There was a few times that happened. The reason why I kind of starred this one, I wanted to get to this comment. Lakers cannot beat elite teams consistently. They can't beat anybody consistently. I mean, it doesn't matter. We don't have to. We don't even have to be talking about elite teams. I mean, was San Antonio an elite team? Of course not. Was Chicago an elite team? Of course not. Was Miami without Jimmy Butler an elite team? I'd like to think they're not, but maybe I'm wrong on that one. Is Memphis an elite team? Toronto's not an elite team. Toronto probably should have beat the Lakers. Lakers got lucky in that one. So it's not just the elite teams like Boston and Minnesota. If you want to put New Orleans in there now, who's playing some really good basketball, the Knicks are looking a lot better too. These are just teams that have beat the Lakers. Beat elite teams consistently, forget that. How about they just can't beat teams consistently, period? They can't go on any streak where any Laker fan is sitting back feeling good about, the Lakers situation. Let's get another one in here. How can you come out every night with no heart, hunger, or pride? I just don't understand. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Listen, Lakers do have some key guys that are missing. They have some players, some role players that are out, but nobody wants to hear it. Okay, well, maybe then you only lose by a few points. They didn't have a shot in this game. The game was over before it even started. So I think that's the part that I'm talking about, and I think there's a lot of Laker fans talking about that as well. Okay, let me get to some more of these comments here, and then I want to talk about LeBron. And I want to talk about Anthony Davis. I want to talk about their night specifically. Um, let's see some of the ones I missed here. Let me start a couple of these, and then I could get it. Reeves is a defensive liability. Could be. Um, could be. Or teams are just going to go after him and they're going to challenge him to, if you're going to play on one side of the court and kind of do what you do and draw fouls the way you do, we're going to challenge you on the other side as well. Everyone is going everyone is going to go off on the Lakers because it's the Lakers. Okay, let's just say that's the case. It's actually a good topic. I like this. Um, let's just say that is let's just say that is one of the reasons, or that's the mentality that other teams have when they go up against Lakers. I get it. It's if you play the New York Yankees in baseball, it's just different. If you play Manchester United in soccer, it's just different. Barcelona, we know the franchises, right? There's the elite of the elite franchises. The Dallas Cowboys might always have a little bit of a they're America's team. There's some franchises out there, blue chips, the Dukes, the North Carolinas in college, the Alabamas, the Georgias, that we know what we're talking about when we're talking about the blue chip brands. If you get everybody's best shot every single night, and this is part of the excuse, everybody's going to go off on the Lakers because it's the Lakers, then shouldn't you just naturally be more prepared for these games in the beginning? Right? Teams are going to come out and they're going to give you their best shot. Maybe they're hyped up. Maybe they're excited to play at crypto. Maybe they see LeBron and Anthony Davis on the other side and they get excited about that. Those are all, I think it's a good point. I think these are all factors. So then how are they not prepared to start the games? I think that's, one of the issues that I have, which doesn't make much sense to me. Damsley, this team is embarrassing. I don't know if we're there yet, but now I think now is the time to go back to those last couple of games that I was talking about or that I was going to talk about. So I don't know if the team is embarrassing yet, but I don't know what's to come from this Lakers team. Okay. I think people are going to think I'm trying to make some excuses for the Lakers, and that's not my intention or my goal. But let me stick with me for a quick second, and you guys will see where I'm coming from. Before this game, Lakers won 2 games in a row, right? 2 games in a row. Okay. Clippers played awful in that game against the Lakers, but I got to be honest with you. It is what it is. You got to give Lakers credit. But the point I'm trying to make is that Russell Westbrook, Terrence Mann, Norman Powell, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden, all those guys shot below 500, did not play well. They scored 103 points on the Lakers. The next night against Phoenix, they dropped 138. Okay. Um, maybe the 103 points that was just a bad night for the Clippers, and maybe the 138, maybe they're somewhere in between. But the Lakers won that game. But I want to point that out because um, that's something I think that deserves to be pointed out. That game against the Clippers, maybe just hypothetically, that was just a bad night for the Clippers. Okay, then you play the Toronto Raptors. Lakers take advantage of it. You won that game, so let's move on. You play the Toronto Raptors the next day. I will tell you, I know the rant that went on post game from Coach Darko. Oh, he had some points, some legitimate points. The Lakers took 23 more free throws than the other team. I think some things went the Lakers' way. AD had to have 41 points. LeBron had to have 22 and 12. Lakers had to have 7 players scoring double figures to beat Toronto by 1. Could have easily lost that game. I mean, could have very easily lost that game. Then we get to this game for the Phoenix Suns. It's like, hey, can they win 3 in a row? The answer is no, they can't. Got their asses kicked. And they got to go play the Utah Jazz coming up on Saturday. I wouldn't be surprised at all. If we're sitting here on Saturday, I'll be right here. And there's a very good chance that the Utah Jazz handle business against the Lakers. Utah blew out the Denver Nuggets yesterday. Utah's won. It's either 8 of 10 or 9 of 11. They're balling out. And the reason why I'm going to this is I have no future. I have no idea what the future for the Lakers is. I don't. I don't know if the Lakers. This is the team that the Lakers are, or if it's primarily more because of injuries. And this is the question that I'll throw out to Laker fans. And we're still going to get into LeBron. We'll get into AD because I want to get into both of those players and D'Angelo Russell as well. I think D'Lo. There were some questions today that I thought were interesting around D'Lo. Um, but Cam Reddish left the game today. Only played 8 minutes. Christian Wood had a migraine and couldn't play. Rui Hachimura is obviously out. Gabe Vincent is out. D'Lo is out for a little bit. Which one are the Lakers? Which one do you guys think is more of the Lakers? Are the Lakers 18 and 19 one game below 500 because they're just not a good team? This is what they are. They're like a 500 team. Or because they've had a lot of guys missing that are role players all season long? And I'm asking the honest question because I think you can make a case either way. I can make a case that no, the Lakers are just 18 and 19, and they're probably going to hover around 500. And if AD or Braun miss any time, let me use Anthony Davis as an example. If AD missed 7 to 10 games, you don't think the Lakers are just going to collapse like a folding chair? Of course they are. Of course they are. It's Anthony Davis. Look how good Anthony Davis has been all year. You think if LeBron is not in some of these games, um, what then happens to the Lakers? I think they're my case. If to make the case that this is what the Lakers are, they're a very average team, and that's all they're going to be unless they go out and make some type of move at the trade deadline. We can make that case because there have been games where guys were back, they still lost. There were also games that other teams were missing key players. The Lakers still lost to them. I do think there is something to say about not having really a consistent lineup out there. Now Cam Reddish has a knee issue. Um, Vando's still working his way in whatever minutes restriction, and he's probably off of that by now. Rui Hachimura, obviously all the rest of these guys. Is it more this way where it's yeah, they got legitimate injury issues, or is it more this way? No, it's really an average team, or is it right in the middle? Right? I think that's what we're all kind of trying to figure out, and I'm sure the front office is as well. And I don't have the answer. I mean, I would tell you I lean more towards they're an average team. That's where I lean more. I lean more that this team is average and they're trending in the wrong direction. Because if you'd have told me it was Anthony Davis that was the one in and out of the lineup, then I understand the 500 start or the slow start. It's not even a slow start. We're almost halfway through the season. But LeBron and AD have missed 5 games total combined between the both of them. I don't think Reeves has missed a game. So your top 3 players have been there every single night. D'Lo, other than just a small couple of games, has been there every single night. Are those other players that impactful where that's a difference of 4, 5, 6 wins? I don't think so. I lean towards more that the Lakers, the team that they are right now, or the record that they are is more of what they are, and rather than it's just the injuries. So that's my thoughts there. Let me read some of your guys' comments here. Let's see what we got here. Um, okay, Pale Fox. I'm going to give up the secret. The reason the Lakers always start games slowly is, wait for it, they're relying on a 39-year-old who only plays sometimes and in the NBA. That is not enough. I think there's more reasons than just LeBron. Um, Save that comment. That's a good comment that we can get into later. Let's see what we got here. I want to try to get some of these comments that I was just getting to. All this talk about the Lakers winning the offseason, and now they're actually an average team. Hey, you tell me otherwise. What are you seeing that I'm not? Because listen, we can give a prediction before the season starts. We can talk about how thought it was a good offseason. We could talk about all I heard from Laker fans is they want some continuity. All I heard from Laker fans is, "Hey, can we have a squad that it looks similar in the offseason?" Well, this is a very similar squad. They brought back pretty much all the core pieces. Um, a lot of those rankings in the NBA coming into the year, top 5, 6, 7 team in the NBA, something along those lines. Are they not looking like an average team to you? By the way, they're actually not looking like an average team. They're 5-11 in their last 16 games. They're looking like a well below average team since that in-season tournament, but we're just taking the totality of what they've done so far. Let's see what else we got. Makes no sense that we keep losing these teams. Honestly, is the coaching something? Well, I mean, I think it makes more sense to lose to the Phoenix Suns because the Phoenix Suns, um, the Phoenix Suns have players, and those players went off tonight. That one I think makes a little bit more sense. What do we got here? Yep, we're 100%, 18 and 19, a below 500 team as of now. They're just average. This question is going to change, or um, is this what it is? All right, let's see what else we got here. Slee was started smoking tonight. I actually started in college. College where I started smoking. Well below average team. Okay, I want to talk a bit about LeBron. It's interesting because I'm listening to his post game interview and LeBron's night. I mean, look at his numbers. You're not going to see. I don't remember a game like this for LeBron James. He had 10 points. 10 points. LeBron had 10. I don't know what his streak is now of scoring in double figures, but that obviously stays kept that intact and it stays alive. But LeBron, 10 points for LeBron James, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 of 11 from the field. Um, AD and LeBron combined 23 points. Jesus, that's awful. 23 points. That's a new one. That's not something that we're accustomed to. 10 points for LeBron, 3 of 11. He was asked after the game, and you could just see in his body language, he looked annoyed, pissed, irritated, whatever, like the Lakers lost. And he was asked kind of how he's feeling body wise. And he just kind of looked away and just said, I'm okay. Something like that. Which instantly to me, I'm like, all right, maybe, maybe he's okay. Maybe he's not okay. I think we forget there was a time in the game it looked like he hurt his shoulder. Another time it looked like he hurt his knee, whatever the case is. He is 39 years old. And he's putting on crazy minutes as a 39-year-old. But I don't remember a time. I genuinely don't remember, at least since he's been a Los Angeles Laker. And I'm sure back in the days when he was in Cleveland or Miami, 10 points in a game. That's not LeBron James. Now, he only had to play 24 minutes because the Lakers were getting their asses kicked. I heard Mike Bresnahan say this on Spectrum Sportsnet. You know how we're always talking about how you want you want LeBron and Anthony Davis to have to sit the fourth quarter. Well, they got to sit the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, they sat because the Lakers were getting their asses kicked. Not that they were whooping another team's ass. It's an odd night for LeBron, and I'm going to keep a little bit closer of an eye when watching him play. And it's okay. Are there nagging injuries? Is there something going on? Was it just a poor night? But certainly a step slow. All of them. The turnovers. Lakers had. I want to see their total in turnovers, but points off turnovers was awful. It's funny because the ironic part is Darvin Ham kept talking about how important the turnovers be. 18 turnovers for the Lakers, 28 points off of turnovers for the Phoenix Suns. And look, a lot of those turnovers, Braun himself, in the 24 minutes he played, he had 4 turnovers. AD had 3 turnovers. Austin Reeves had 3 turnovers. D'Lo had 3 turnovers. A lot of their main guys each had 3 or 4 turnovers. Obviously that's not going to get it done. AD a weird night. 13 points and 5 rebounds for AD at 13 and 5. I've seen AD do that in a quarter. I was praising Anthony Davis today during the pregame show. I was talking to Michael Thompson about it. I was telling Michael, I said, listen, if the team was good, he would be in the MVP chat. And then Michael's like, you can't put a guy in the MVP chat whose record is around 500. I'm like, I know. My point is, if they were good, because of this type of season he's having, he is in that MVP conversation. And AD responds with 13 and 5. So, you got guys balling out for the Phoenix Suns. Bradley Beal dropping 37, Devin Booker giving you 31. And the Lakers on the other side of that, their stars combined for 23. So I don't have to tell you guys if the Lakers are doing that, how they're going to win a game. They're not going to win a game. Very, very simple. That's not going to happen. They're definitely, definitely not going to win a game if that's the case. Um, Max Anderson, Lakers are playing like when Sliwa forgot the milk. Sometimes you forget the milk. I don't think I forgot the milk. I think my girl forgot the milk. Did I forget the milk? I don't remember the story. I don't remember. I know I was trying to get cereal or something like that. Milk was missing. Max, thank you for bringing that up. Number one. And number two, appreciate the super brother. Robert, I said that in season tournament was a curse, but I also didn't get why we raised that clown banner. It's not banner. It's not worthy and doesn't compare to other championships of the past, especially the 2010 Kobe 5. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate the chat there. My brother, I was making light of the banner earlier today. Yeah, I don't know why that banner is up there either. I'm not. I don't know. Now, whether it was a curse or not, if they took the in season tournament that seriously, well, and that affected them for a month. Like it seems like maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. I don't know. Um, I don't have the answer for that, but yeah, I'm not a fan of that banner going up by any stretch of the imagination. I think everybody knows that. Okay. Want to give a quick shout out here. Underdog Fantasy is a proud partner of Hoops Talk, and each one of these post game live streams that I'm doing, they are a part of it, and I'm very very happy to have them a part of the partnership. Um, they are offering a special offer to those who play daily fantasy sports. If you've never played daily fantasy sports, do it responsibly. Don't do anything crazy. If you have any issues, 1-800 gambler. If problem gambling, call 1-800 gambler. But what we do here on with Underdog Fantasy and our partnership, I always do the pick'ems. Always pick'ems is the games I play. I do pregame, as in games that are about to come up. I do NBA, and I was looking at the schedule. I liked this matchup. I like the Sacramento at Philly matchup. Why? Because there's really good players. All you got to do is I always do two picks. And if I get those two picks correct, basically I make three times the money. If you use the code HoopsLA, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. So if you put 50 bucks in, they'll match. You get 50 free dollars to play with from there. Put $100 in, they'll match. You get 100 free dollars to play with on top of the 100 that you already have there. So you have 200 bucks in your account. This is what I did. Domantas Sabonis, higher or lower than 22 and a half points. I went higher. Tyrese Maxey, higher or lower than 31 and a half points. I went lower. 31 and a half seems like a lot. I just hit submit. It confirms it, and I'm done. My picks are in. Use that code HoopsLA. Certainly helps out the channel, and I appreciate you guys. Obviously hanging out through the partnership as well. Okay, I'll talk real quick about the NBA standings for a quick second because I had Dwayne Rankin, who covers the Phoenix Suns for AZ Central. He's a beat reporter for them. Had him join the pregame show. I always, if it's an interesting team, I like getting somebody from the opposing team to come on when I do the pregame show to just, hey, give me some perspective on the Phoenix Suns. I thought something was interesting. He kept talking about how it's critical for Phoenix to get out of this playing tournament. They don't want to be in the playing tournament. And he was using the example. He's like, look, what if it's the Suns and the Lakers in that, that 9-10 matchup or that 7-8 matchup? He's like, look at these teams. He was talking more from a Phoenix perspective, but he's like, Phoenix doesn't want to play the Lakers in a freaking playing tournament game. Like, how dangerous would that be? And as he's, going through all this, I'm sitting there saying to myself, I'm like, okay, yes, he's 100% right. Of course, every Laker fan wasn't even thinking about the playing tournament coming into the season. Nobody was thinking about the playing tournament. But after the loss tonight, here's where the Lakers are. They're 19 and 20, and now right back in that number 10 spot. They actually are tied with the Utah Jazz for number 10. Maybe Lakers have some type of a tiebreaker, whatever it is. But 19 and 20, they're in the 10 spot. And I don't know what it was, but the guy from Dwayne Rankin, the dude from AZ Central, when he was explaining how desperate the Phoenix Suns don't want to be a part of that, I'm like, freaking Lakers. Are they really going to be a part of this thing again? We're only a couple games away from being halfway through the season. Only a couple games away. Okay. Well, look at the separation that's happened between six. The Pelicans have been balling out. They beat, was it the Warriors by 30 something, 40 points, whatever it is, in Golden State. They've been playing some good ball. And we watched the Pelicans. We were in New Orleans. Was that New Year's Eve, I think it was? And New Orleans kicked our ass. The separation now between the Lakers and the number 6 seed is 5.5 games. 4.5 games. 4.5 games. That's a lot. The separation between the Lakers and Dallas is 4 games. My point is that the Lakers are trending in the wrong direction. Other teams are, handling their business, and nobody wants to see the Lakers in a freaking play-in tournament game. It's just it's too risky. Anything can happen. Almost happened last year when the Lakers played the Minnesota Timberwolves. They had to go into overtime just to get out of the play-in tournament. And they eventually did, and got, I would say, a lucky draw because they got to play Memphis, not Denver. Then got Golden State, which they were much bigger, and then they obviously played the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. So, looking at the standings now, Lakers back in 10th, and they got a matchup coming up against the Utah Jazz. All right, let me read some of these comments, and then I'm gonna preview spend some time previewing the Lakers and the Utah Jazz. Let's see what else we got here. Got people getting angry at each other of who's the greatest Laker of all time. Okay. Okay. All right. Um, depth everyone's talking about was a Fugazi. The Lakers' depth everyone was talking about was a Fugazi Sliwa. Let me give you guys a quick idea. If anybody uses the word Fugazi, there's probably a very good chance that I'm going to read your comment. You know what I mean? Like you could say, "Hey, LeBron has to do better," and at the end, if you just put Fugazi, I'm probably just going to add it. It's a great word. You know what I mean? Fugazi. You guys remember the movie, right? You guys remember Johnny Depp, Al Pacino? We've done this before. We've talked about it. Donnie Brasco. If you haven't seen Donnie Brasco, stop watching this live stream right now and go watch Donnie Brasco. There's Johnny Depp minding his own business. Al Pacino comes in, shows him the diamonds. Johnny Depp takes a look back at Al Pacino and says, "It's a fugazi." He's like, "What's a fugazi?" He's like, "It's fake. It's not real. These diamonds aren't real." You throw fugazi. It's just such a good word. You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm talking about. Um, okay. Let's talk about the Utah Jazz and we get the hell out of here. The freaking loss. Why am I over 30 minutes on a loss? All right. Lakers at Jazz on Saturday. I like having these banners up. Okay. Okay. So got the Utah Jazz. A month ago, I would have told you that, hey, this is one of those games that the Lakers are going to win. It's funny because I thought Utah had a lot of talent last year, too. And it seemed like I thought the Utah Jazz were going to come into this year. You almost felt like they didn't want to make the playoffs, that they were, rebuilding. They had traded Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert. They want to kind of rebuild here. But they've fallen into some really good players. Larry Markkinen is a really nice player. Colin Sexton is doing a good job for the Utah Jazz. Jason Collins, Kelly Olynyk is another good player. Clarkson, I know, dropped 27 on the Utah Jazz a couple nights ago. And this is with them. I want to look here. I want to see how many games Kessler has played because I know he has gone through, at least he was injured at one point. Let me see here. I want to look at some of the stats here. Walker Kessler. No, he's playing. No, he's definitely in the lineup. He's in the lineup, just not that effective. Kessler was a baller last year. Okay, I guess he's not. It's Laurie Marketing that's really the man here. Him, Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton, John Collins, THT. There's a few guys that are um, that score more than or score in double digits here. But can I just walk through some of their wins over the last, let's say, 3 4 weeks? Okay, one at Detroit, no big deal. They won at Toronto, at San Antonio, no big deal. Wipe all those out. They beat Miami, a playoff team. They beat Dallas, a playoff team. Barely beat Detroit. We know the Pistons suck. Beat Philadelphia at Philadelphia, a playoff team, at Milwaukee, and then Denver at home. Their last 3 games that they won at Philly, they beat the Milwaukee Bucks in Milwaukee, and they hosted the Denver Nuggets and won. They're beating teams. They won 8 of their last 10 games. Utah, as anybody who's grown up to be a Laker fan, Portland was always a tough place to play. Utah was always is always a tough place to play. That place is rocking. They don't like the Los Angeles Lakers, right? That's a franchise that hates the Lakers. It's gonna be a tough place to play. So we could easily, and I mentioned in the standings, Lakers and the Jazz have the exact same record. I'm not expecting the Lakers to win on Saturday. If they win, great. I'll take it, like everybody else would take it, but I'm not expecting that to happen. I'm not going to give the Lakers the benefit of the doubt. Utah's playing good ball. The Lakers are not. Maybe this is like one of those Clipper games where just out of nowhere, none of it made sense and the Lakers end up winning the game. But ultimately, that's going to be a very, very tough game against the Utah Jazz in a hostile environment. And, the Lakers aren't exactly showing fight on a night in, night out basis. So, what the hell is why would we expect something different? I really just genuinely I don't know. I'm not 100% sure why we expect something different. So that's the next game for the Lakers. They're playing a team that's hot right now, that's playing really good ball. And if the Lakers lose that game, then they're back to 11th in the Western Conference, and we're kind of inching closer to the halfway point. Tonight was the 39th game. So by the time they play Saturday and Monday's game, after Monday's game, which I think it's the Thunder, Oklahoma City Thunder at Crypto.com Arena, then the Lakers are exactly halfway through the season. Okay, Lake fans, that's all I got tonight. I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Any last comments here that I can squeeze in? This guy knows what I'm talking about here. Donnie Brasco. I say it right? Donnie Brasco. Why is that? Is it a tongue twister for a second? It's a classic. If you know, you know. You are not lying right there. If you know, you know. Um, Travis and Sliwa. Where is that one? Let me find that one. Travis and Sliwa will tear these guys up tomorrow. Oh, you want to see some boxing? For those who don't know, I think most of you guys know. I do a radio show for 710 ESPN in Los Angeles. So that show starts at 10 a.m. So if you guys want to watch that show, feel free to. If you want to listen to that show, you can. You could listen to it watch it, listen to it, YouTube. Structurally, the show is completely different than what I do here. Obviously, what I do here is kind of just we react to Lakers. It's just me with you guys. That much more of an entertainment type of show, you can call it. But certainly, we talk Lakers basketball and everything else that's going on. All right. I'm out of here, Laker fans. I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. I'll be back on Saturday. We'll do it again after the Lakers take on the Utah Jazz. It's all fugazi. Everything's a fugazi. None of this is real. None of this is real. All right, fans. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great night, Lake fans.